Welcome to the first sports broadcast with Broadcasting Buffalo of the season. I'm Rob Lamka,
I'm Miles Samuel.
And I'm John Romeo.
and we're going to recap the Bills and Chiefs game today, as well as the NFL trade deadline, which runs tomorrow, Tuesday at 4 p.m.
So last night, the Buffalo Bills won a close thriller with the Kansas City Chiefs, 28-21. The Bills improved to 6-2, and the Kansas City Chiefs fall to 5-4. The Bills now improve their record against Kansas City in the regular season to 5-1.
All right. With also that big injury, Michael Hoyt towards Achilles in the fourth quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter. He's out for the year. That's a big, big loss for the Bills, I'd say, especially with the D-line that's already depleted with Ed Oliver and others being out. So, yeah.
On the flip side, we had some really big performances on defense yesterday. Maxwell Harrison was the highest graded player on the Bills yesterday with a 91.1 PFF grade. He only allowed one reception. Huge game for the rookie. And then we had Cole Bishop yesterday. He got targeted 7 times, only allowed one single reception.
Josh Allen broke 2 records yesterday. The first one was a Buffalo Bills franchise record for completion percentage. He went 23 for 26, 273 yards, and 1 touchdown. So that's a new Bills franchise record. And then Josh Allen also broke the NFL record for most career touchdowns, rushing touchdowns by a quarterback in NFL history.
Yeah, that's pretty big. And along with that, we also have the tight end play was pretty good yesterday for the Bills guys, I'd say. So Dalton Kincaid, 6 catches, 101 yards, and a touchdown. So it's pretty good.
Also, yesterday, James Cook had another 100-yard performance. He was the first running back to get 100 yards against the Chiefs in over 2 years. Zamir White on Christmas Day, right, in 2023.
Yep. So Joey Bosa, their big acquisition over the offseason, they needed the pass rush from a guy. They just needed a dude to get 2 Patrick Mahomes because that's what we struggled with over the years. He had a huge game yesterday, including 1 sack, 2 tackles for loss, and 5 quarterback hits. They got to Mahomes a lot yesterday. They flustered him, but Joey Bosa performing like that is well worth the contract so far.
And then another thing with the defense, did pretty well against Patrick Mahomes, I'd say. Held him to his worst completion percentage in his career. Pretty good. And along with that, he got hit 15 times, along with 3 sacks. So defense, I'd say, probably their best game all year. I'd say so myself.
And as for the playoff standings, of course, the Chiefs are now sitting at 5-4. So what? They're the 8 seed right now,
They currently don't have a playoff spot,
which is pretty unbelievable. Hopefully that stays that way, so we won't have to worry about Mahomes this year. But and then we're going to segue over to the trade deadline tomorrow, 4 p.m.
So a lot of stuff that's probably going to happen around the NFL tomorrow, today and tomorrow, with the deadline coming up within the next 24-ish hours. But we have big news already that Jalen Phillips, who played for the Miami Dolphins, he was their linebacker/pass rusher. It's now gone, and he's been traded to the Philadelphia Eagles for a 3rd-round pick. That's pretty huge news for Bills fans because they play Miami this upcoming Sunday in Miami. So that's one less person to worry about. But it's pretty big for the Eagles because they fill a pass rusher need that they desperately needed this year.
Along with that, Bills with receivers, they got a couple guys in mind. Chris Olave, Jacoby Myers, a couple other guys, which is pretty big, especially seeing how the receivers, haven't really been doing the best this year for them. But if you get a guy like Chris Olave or Jacoby Myers, that's pretty big, very big.
And as for the D-line, obviously the Bills are super beat up on the D-line right now. Ed Oliver's out for at least probably the regular season. Hoyt just tore his Achilles. He's not playing the rest of the year no matter what. They need a lot of help. They need a 3 tech right now really badly, and they need someone to fill that Hoyt role. They need an edge rusher that can kick inside. That's not a role you can fill with a lot of guys on the team right now, so they're going to have to segue to maybe Harrison Phillips, Sebastian Joseph Day, or maybe even a Calais Campbell.
And with all those needs, especially the inconsistency in the pass game, downfield, they need a guy that can win on the outside. And all those names that John listed were pretty important. But and then the interior line, losing Michael Hoyt yesterday was a pretty big deal. He had a lot of pressure on quarterbacks through the game and a half that he played. And losing Ed Oliver to at least probably maybe the playoffs, if not even a little longer. So that's all important needs that they need to fill. But saying that, the Bills very good team. Usually good teams don't have a lot of cap space. So they're listed at dead last in the NFL in cap space with $1.7 million to work with. So we'll see if the Bills can get something done with the trades. But I think they desperately need a trade somewhere on this team in those, at least those two big holes.
And that's all we got for you today. From Broadcasting Buffalo, I'm Rob Lemke.
I'm Miles Samuel.
And I'm John Romeo. See you guys soon.